Ruth, I like your jacket. You got good taste.
God, this fucking smell, man. I'll go. Why not?
You're going,
Holy
Charlie?
shit.
Yeah, I'll go. Why not? I'll be the first. I got a lot of stuff to spit.
Yeah, get him, boy.
Thank you. I just want to let you know, everybody out of here, what I'm speaking, it's for the county. guess. We ready?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to tonight's episode of The Scoop. The Scoop is here to keep you in the loop. And tonight we have a very, very important episode for everyone out there in the county. We also have a distinguished group of guests. They're going to be here to tell their stories, talk to the people, let us know what they think is going on out there. And I want to invite all of you listening right now and remind you that we all got a piece of the puzzle. It's only when we come together and put them together that we get to see the whole picture. So if you want to be on the scoop, get in touch with me, Beef Jetski. And I'd love to have you on the show, whether it's to tell your story, advertise your business or your services, or just shoot the shit. Because, got all this radio equipment, I gotta do something with it. Anyway, all right. My first distinguished guests on tonight's broadcast, I will allow them to introduce themselves to the county. So please, hello, sir. How are you doing today?
We are absolutely doing fantastic, Mr. Jetski. Appreciate you having me on. It's an absolute honor. Cannot believe I'm here, honestly, sitting with you.
Oh, well, the honor's all mine, man. The honor's all mine. It's real nice to have a friend on the show and someone who clearly has a lot to say to the people. So, without further ado, I'm gonna hand over the floor to you, sir. I'd love to hear what you want to talk about on tonight's show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so everybody, what's up? My name's Charlie. That's all you really gotta know. You'll know me if you see a 7-foot tall motherfucker walking around.
Well, you're a
who I
tall
am,
guy.
real
You're
tall.
A tall guy.
Yeah, yes, sir. But what I'm really here to talk about is, any of you guys been hearing voices recently? Maybe strange things happening, voices you're hearing.
Voices?
Things
like
happen.
Voices in your head?
No, not voices in your head. I thought it was at first, but I think there are demons around. I think there's demons running around possessing people.
Goddamn demons. Man, I've
Yes.
been thinking about a lot of things we gotta deal with in these days. Zombies and, other things and that. But demons were not on my Y2K list. Holy shit, I don't know if I'm prepared for that. Tell me more, man. I need to know more about this.
Yeah, before I do, but let me ask you this. What do you know about demons, Mr. Jetski?
Well, Beef Jetski, I'm a simple man, and I like to say I know a lot. I should say I know a little bit of a lot of things. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. I know a little bit of a lot of things. And I know typically, demons are associated almost in every culture with like evil and darkness. And these demons will, sometimes inhabit a host, like a human being as a host, maybe even a piece of furniture or your dog. And they just run amok of your lives and ruin everything. That's at least my conventional understanding of what a demon is.
No, you summed it up better than I could right there. Exactly, though, what you were talking about with possession. I think possession's happening within the county. I experienced it myself, I believe. At least I was told that. But I've seen it in other people throughout the county. Lake Ivy here, I think we got an arbiter amongst us. I think we got one person who is kind of the pinnacle of everything, and luckily they're locked away at the current moment. I don't know, are you familiar with one of the patients over at the old folks home, Lucas Williams?
Lucas Williams. I can't say that I'm familiar with that name. I have heard a lot of chatter on the radio today, maybe even between him and yourself, but I can't say I've met the man. I do know some of the folks at the Pearly Gates. They're wonderful people taking care of the elderly. They are doing this community a fine, respectable service.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, the people running that over there, they're doing the Lord's work. but we were over there not too long ago, and we actually had to bring out a Ouija board because it got so bad.
Oh,
Things
Ouija
were
board.
flying around, lights were flashing. It was horrific. It was horrific.
So it sounds like
and-
what you're talking about is something that's more like a paranormal, like a supernatural kind of event.
What it is satanic black magic shit. It's not
It's very
good.
un-American.
Yeah, exactly. We got communist Satanists up in this county, and I think Lucas maybe made a deal with the devil, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, that's interesting. So, you know,
They had to have him locked up over there. They had him in a straitjacket and everything.
really, they had to restrain the man and put him inside one of
Yeah.
those padded cells.
He's trying to hurt himself, others. I think he might try to kill, if I'm gonna be honest, and I think it's Satan behind it.
Well, I mean, this is some pretty compelling witness testimony of some absolutely scary developments to know such a thing could be going on, especially so close to the Goldenrod Inn. I want to remind everyone here that the Goldenrod Inn is here to serve the people of the county. If you need a room, come on down. We're running low, but we still got a couple, and we just want to help out and have a place of community where people can get together. But with that being said, back to you, my friend. You've offered some compelling evidence
Yeah.
of something nefarious going on. Now I gotta ask you, man, what do you think that we should do about such a thing?
Oh no, I've been thinking about this a lot the past couple days, and I think this all connects with one thing.
What's
You
that?
know Greenport, right?
Greenport. I know Greenport real well. It's a beautiful town.
You-
Fine
have you
people
heard
of
the
Greenport
stories
out
of it?
there.
You heard what's been happening up there?
I do believe we discussed there was some sightings of possible cannibal activity going
Yes,
on
I
out there.
saw it myself.
Oh dear God.
I witnessed it myself, and I think they're connected with the Satanists.
Now, what do you
is
suggest
what's
we do
happening.
about such a thing?
I think we might need either a Reconquista or a crusade over in Greenport.
Oh, my
They're
goodness.
close to us here in Lake Ivy. Once they eat everybody there, then what happens? Where do they go? They go straight south to us. And I think that's what's happening now. I think Lucas is connected with them. I think he's their bridge to our community.
That is compelling and also terrifying, I must say. Now, my friend, I'm a red-blooded American, and I believe in this country and fighting for it, and the principles in which it was founded. And one of those principles is that a man should or a woman or anybody should have their day in court. And these are scandalous accusations against a member of the community. And so I think, might be imprudent for this Lucas fella to maybe come on the show and defend himself against these scandalous accusations. And if not,
Absolutely.
yeah, like it sounds like, there's a burden of proof that needs to be put down, and he might need to, disprove this burden.
Oh, I don't know how he could, but let's bring him in here. I want everybody to see what I've seen.
Well, honestly, that would be a compelling thing to have on The Scoop. And I want to remind everyone that's out there listening right now that The Scoop is what keeps you in the loop. So make sure you guys tune in when you see us going live. And if you want to be on the show, you come down to the Goldenrod Inn. You talk to Beef Jetski. All right, my friend. I really appreciate you coming on the show. We got a lot of guests to go through tonight, and I want to make sure we give good time to all of them. So with that, with no further ado, I'm going to thank you for coming on. We are going to take a quick musical interlude while we get our next guest ready. And I just want to thank all the fine folk out in the county who are tuned in right now. You are an inquisitive mind. You're asking the right questions, and you have the right to know what's going on out there. So make sure you guys ask the questions and come on my show and let's talk about what you want to ask, or maybe you have some answers. We want to hear from you. All right, guys. With no further ado, I have one of my favorite songs for our musical interlude tonight. This is called Dead Bent by MF Doom.
Hell yeah.
God damn it. Super motherfucking villain, god damn it. About to get this million stacked of shit. Yo, this dip try to tell us. Ooh, your life is on. Chasing all of the rain away. When you come around, you bring brighter days. She told me you're the perfect one. Microphone check out 2 1 2 1 2. He told her I will rock this microphone. Always. I hold the mic like niggas hold their girls tight, but I ain't after her. Probably your Acura Pearl White, the hook or nah. And many times I done hit it. Just be specific, more times than dimes in a prison. When you broke north, I crashed the barbecue like Riddick at the Garden True. That's the garden me, part of you. Cheapers, I was told back. The whole gain access to my beeper. Call back my secretary gatekeeper. Like I ain't peeper. I said, darling, you was stupid though. You know you stupid. Home. I had this style ever since I was a child. I got this upper style, I ain't flipping a wow. It goes pure scientific intelligence with 1 point of relevance. MCs whose styles need elements. And once you smoke clear elements, the super motherfucking villain nigga came through raw like the elements. On 99 plus one of them. And with a flow to pull a fraud nigga foul from out in front of him. When we with y'all, we had tons of fun. Me and my duns and them. Actual true and living sons of them. Dead planets and guard jewels. Throwing divine rules too. Come through, we will overcharge you. Ooh, and won't feel remorse for shit. Except for one time, once I had took my front side, we lost some shit. Scientific on berserk like red alert. I really want to pick up was nerd for cheddar dirt. To funnies experiments is where I went, obviously dead bent. And spent every red cent to rule you. And still drop more jewels than schools do. Or even TV news that's designed to fool you. Yeah, you who hear the most grimy suggestions from brothers with fly names and ID questions. That's a secret like Victoria Teddy says that's edible. Duns not ready yet for the incredible team of MCs who broke off fakes who thought they were slaughterproof. Stomping through like North Lake waterproof. Tat tat, that's the end of that. At the hit the bar with baby girl bartender at. I told her more wine mingling with no single mentions of. Stay tuned for more spine tingling adventures of.
There has to be some point in line and time.
Hey, there's been no problems. Lucas, we've always wondered what's best for you, man.
This fine
Charlie
lady's
said
been
it's
waiting in line. You get her next.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for
I can't wait
tuning
to talk
into
about
the
what's
scoop.
actually
That
going on in
was-
this town.
Oh, sorry, I gotta sit down here. I gotta get comfortable for this broadcast here. That was Dead Bent by MF Doom, one of my favorite rappers of all time. And we're gonna have lots of him on the broadcast as well tonight. All right, with no further ado, I want to invite my next guest in to step on in. I'd love you to introduce yourself, sir. Tell the people of the county what you want to talk about tonight.
Hi, my name's Lucas Williams. Oh, crap, sorry. As you can see, I'm standing right here in the booth with you. And we can see is that I'm not in no straitjacket.
This is true. You're not in a straitjacket.
So the slander is that Mr. Charlie had isn't real. I only came on here to advertise the pearly gates, like some decent folk at least. Even with the director and his accusations, he's a good man himself.
And who is the director of that organization? Is that Hottie Big?
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, Hottie Big is a fine, fine man. You know, I have not known him for too long, but the few interactions that I have had with him have been nothing but cordial and pleasant.
I also want to address the accusations Mr. Charlie had.
Oh, indeed. It's a free country, brother. You get to defend yourself against your accuser.
I just want to say is that everything he said was bullshit. I only came to Mr. Hardy and slandered the place and him. Mr. Charlie had no involvement whatsoever. He wasn't there and he only came in last second. So I don't know what he is on about, but me being a part of the cannibals and that I'm like some sort of satanic when I'm just doing my own damn thing. I had interesting interactions with Mr. Charlie, and I don't want to mention it because it's, well, going to be fixated if I do.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. So you're so obviously you're not in a straitjacket. You're free walking around. Mr. Hardy is over there walking around with you, and I mean you don't seem very satanic or anything like that. I'm not getting any kind of demonic presences. But sir, I do have to I do believe in truth and honesty, and you do seem like a mighty fine man and someone of integrity. However, one thing we got to keep in mind about demons is that sometimes they come and go. They choose when to show their faces. So you might be, all right now, but I guess time will tell us if this affliction that you've been accused of having is in fact real or not. But I do gotta say, I appreciate you coming on the scoop and defending yourself. It is, your right as an American to do so. And do you have anything else you want to tell this county?
That the Pearly Gates is an okay place. The accusations, I don't know much about it. I only was at certain places at a certain time. But yeah, Hardy Big's good man, and I am currently running with a few people, and we have a good farm going on so far. We are trying to get the farm more size a day, but it's starting to get hard with the infected wandering in.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of those dead suckers walking around out there. I had some coming to my house the other day. They walked all the way up here, and they messed with one of my doors. I need to get it fixed. Ruth is telling me I gotta hurry up and get to it, but god damn it, she's always telling me to do stuff, and I'm so busy, Ruth. I'm trying to get to everything. There's just so much. Anyway, sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I got a little carried away with myself there. Well, my friend, I really appreciate having you on the show and defending yourself against these spurious accusations. I think at some point we'll have to invite Charlie back. Maybe he might need to bring a little bit more evidence to the table, because you look fine to me. You look like an all right guy. And you know what? Maybe just to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, one of our distinguished guests tonight are the folks from the Pearly Gates. Mr. Hardy Big himself is going to be on the show. And I'm looking forward to talking to him and everybody else. And maybe he'll have something to say about this interesting situation that could, shed a light on what's really going on.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Jetski, for letting me go on the scoop.
Oh,
And,
no, it's my pleasure, man. You're
yeah.
welcome back on the show anytime. You got something to tell the county. That's what this is about. It's about people's freedom of information. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Come. Now, my next. Go on out and you send in my next guest, if you will. We got more guests. You got a
Enjoy
big
yourself.
lineup of people out in that lobby. I don't know if you guys out back at home and on the networks and listening through the radio frequencies can see that, but we got a great distinguished crew of people out there waiting to talk to you. And I appreciate all the listeners out there. You taking time out of your busy day to listen to us yip and yap and talk all this junk. It's real nice to have you all out there. So with no further ado, I'd like to invite my next guest into the scoop. Come on in, whoever's next. Well. Hello there. Please, I don't know if we got a chance to get antiquated or acquainted, I should say. Please, have a seat and tell me your name and a little bit about yourself. Looks like our guest has something to say tonight. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
maybe someone could help narrate.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm picking up your voice there or not. Maybe if you want to do me a favor, you can step out for just a. Oh, there. Never mind. I think I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it now. Let me just get it in frame here so people can see. Hopefully. Sorry about this, guys. It's a little fucked up. So your name is Freya. Yes, your name is Freya. Thank you for joining. It's a real pleasure to have you.
Can you ask them to, because I have to use the chat just to keep the chat down for a sec? Sorry.
Ah, the Lake Ivy Commonwealth. That is not something I can say that I have heard of. It's very interesting. But then again, I am a kind of a homebody. Well, that's excellent. It's good to have someone like yourself on, trying to set up a budding enterprise, try to help people out. You got to spread that message to everyone across the county. Or is there anything that you want the people of Lake Ivy to know about your organization? Oh, that's mighty fine of you, food and water, and, there's nothing more American than the Second Amendment and defending yourself. Well, excellent, excellent. It's good to, if you're doing good stuff like this, you gotta expand. You gotta be looking for new people to join. And excellent, excellent. 783, everybody. If you want to get in touch with the Lake Ivy Commonwealth, building a better tomorrow in this city, you know who to contact and how to get a hold of them. That's Freya on 783. Well, that is good to know. As everyone knows, on last week's episode, we did talk about the string of car thefts in the Lake Ivy area, and we warned all the residents to make sure that if you got a car out there, you better keep a close eye on it and keep it buttoned up tight, because there's someone running around out there, and they got real sticky fingers. Well, that's good that someone's actually asking the right questions and keeping a tabulation of the facts at hand. Yeah, sure, a pattern starts to emerge once you start to pay attention to the clues. And, that's what the scoop is all about, is taking those pieces of the puzzle and putting them together so everyone knows what's going on out there. And again, while we're talking here, I just want to remind our fine listeners and their inquisitive minds and thank y'all for joining tonight's broadcast. Oh, absolutely. If you get any more information about this Lake Ivy car thief that's going around out there, you're always welcome on the scoop to come and give us the loop. Or is it keep us in the loop? I'm not sure. Anyway, this is great, Frey. I really appreciate you coming on the show tonight and sharing this information with us. It's very, very important that people know what's going on. Well, I appreciate that. It's mighty fine of you coming on anytime. You are always welcome as a, especially as a resident of the fine folks of Lake Ivy. There are some goddamn great people in this neighborhood. I've met fine people from all over the county, but they don't make them like they do on Lake Ivy, I'll tell you that. Hell yeah. Well, I want to remind everyone out there that we have some very, very special information to share with you all. These are things that all of us need to see and everyone needs to know about. Some of the things that you're going to see later, they may shock you. They may even scare you. But sometimes we got to confront the darkness. We got to look the devil in the eye. And we got to tell it to fuck off. You know what I mean? Hell yeah, Frey. Hell yeah. Thanks for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. And without further ado, I'll have our next guest come on in and introduce themselves. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining.
I'm so glad to be here, Beef.
Well, it's a real pleasure. So why don't you introduce yourself and to not only myself, but the people out there, everyone, every great person out there, all of you listening right now.
My name's Lanny Seal. I've been a fan for years. I've been listening to you for years, Beef.
Oh, really? You've been picking up Beef's secret broadcast? I thought no one ever heard before Y2K, man. It is such an exciting day to have a devoted listener into the scoop. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I've been listening since you were talking about Reagan back in the day,
Oh,
back when he was talking to Gorbachev.
Oh, yeah, man. It's all a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, when he was telling him to tear down those walls and everything. And now I know it's the Russians. I know it's the Russians been stealing these cars.
You think it's the Russians that are it's my friend. Well, we need more, we need voices like yours as well on the scoop. All the voices are important, but we need these types of voices in particular. Please, the floor is yours. Tell the people of the county what they need to know.
It's gotta be. Clinton start letting them in. Clinton was letting them in after Bush. He was talking to Gorbachev. They tore down that wall and resealed Germany all back up. And that just let the Nazis out. And then the Russians, they started invading and just started stealing our cars, stealing the adrenochrome.
So you think the Russians have some kind of syndicate or something, some kind of organized group of people that are going around taking people's cars?
I don't want to talk too much about it. They're going to come for us.
Well, I will tell you this frequency, I use some pretty advanced equipment to encrypt it so that it only goes to the right people. The people really, really deserve to know the scoop. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible that there's some feds listening, and if they are right now, I'll tell you, you got what's coming to you, so you just wait, 'cause it's coming.
I think he's been using that adrenochrome with him and Monica, him at Clinton's. That's what he's been doing it. That's what he's been using it for.
Well, that Clinton, he's all like, I just see him play the saxophone all the time, and like, how can you be leading the country when you ain't got no, when you just saxophone and eating Big Macs all day? I hear what you're saying, brother. And I gotta ask you though, all that stuff. What is there anything that's been going on like locally that you've been seeing, that the people need to know about, or that's concerning?
I think he's using. I think he's been using the National Guard to feed these dead-uns. He's been feeding them adrenaline, and that's why they run around so fast. Have you seen them? The fast ones just running up on you?
Now, I'm going to tell you guys, I've heard all kinds of reports. We've had, witness testimony of these things. But tonight on The Scoop, we're going to be showing people something real special. And maybe just a little bit later in the broadcast, I guarantee those of you who stick around, you're going to be surprised with what you see. And it might scare you.
I think they've been using that. I think they've been using the adrenaline hopped up deadens to chase us around, to keep us controlled, keep us not asking the questions.
I mean, I gotta tell you, I don't really trust those National Guard folks. I mean, they're doing nice things, but no one's asking any questions. You know, when you're taking food out of someone's hand, you don't ask them where they got it from. That's rude. That's that's not very nice. And I think that even in the face of niceties and being polite, sometimes you gotta ask the hard questions. You gotta ask what's really going on out there.
Yeah, you do. Who did they take this food from to give to us?
Exactly. Where the supplies come from. And last, we heard concerning reports. A big shout out to Buzzard from last week's show, where we discussed the whole situation with the Air Force enforcing a no-fly zone all around the county. And, what does the National Guard know about it? Why are they hiding? If the National Guard has something to say, they can come on this show, too. I welcome them. They can't bring their guns up here because I don't trust them with those guns. But, if they want to send a representative to speak on their behalf, they're always welcome. They're Americans, too, after all. Well, my friend, I really appreciate you coming on the show and enlightening us about this new information about a Russian syndicate going around stealing people's cars, involved with the government, and they are feeding the adrenochrome that's apparently making these reports of these running zombies happen. That is the real scoop, my friend. I appreciate you bringing me the scoop.
Thank you so much, Beef. I love you. You just keep telling the truth, okay, man?
Hell
you
yeah,
keep
brother. You're welcome on the show anytime. Thanks for coming on, my man. Thanks for coming on. Now,
My name's Lanny. Everybody remember me.
Lanny, I'll always remember you, brother. All right, for those out in the waiting room, I'm just gonna get you guys to wait 1 minute because the people have waited long enough, and I promised you important information. And we got 2 really important short segments that I think everyone out there needs to see and everyone needs to know about. And so I'm gonna ask everyone to just give me a moment while I get set up here. I'm just gonna set for those of you who are listening to this, and you have the ability to pipe this signal into some sort of television or video device, I highly recommend you do so now, because we're about to show you something that no one out there, as far as I know, has seen. Last show, I had someone walk in here during all the hustle and bustle when everyone was distracted. They just snuck on in, and they said, Beef, someone dropped this off for you. And it's a videotape. And on this videotape, it says, the Bog Man. When I first saw this, couldn't really believe what I was seeing. But I think it's important that I share it with every single one of you out there right now. So, please allow me to present the VHS tape that was sent into the Scoop on our last episode. All right, guys. Thanks everyone for taking a moment to watch that footage. For those of you who were out in the waiting room and couldn't see what was on the screens, as far as I can tell, that was Bogfoot. I think he's a distant cousin of the Bigfoot family. Very similar species, slightly different. But someone thought that it was important that Beef Jetski got his hands on this tape. And they wanted me to share it with the people. I want everyone out there to be real careful when they're walking around at night. Because we've heard all kinds of reports of strange things going on in this county. We got the camera person going around taking pictures of people. We got the Bogfoot going around and I guess having pictures taken of him, but who is Bogfoot? Why would he be walking around with a big club in his hands? And when did they evolve to use tools? Does this mean that they've come into some kind of new form? What is their purpose here? Now, I want everyone out there, if you have any sightings of this Bogfoot, first off, keep your distance. You just saw that he's violent, and he has a big club of some kind that he uses to bash the brains into the zombies. So I hope that you're all safe, and do not approach the Bogfoot. Do not approach it. Instead, take a picture of it. Come on down to my show, and I'll have you on to talk about it, because I think everyone deserves to know what the fuck this Bogfoot thing is. All right. Now, without further ado, I'm going to invite up my next guest. If I think I know who this is, it's a real kind man, real brilliant man, who's really going to help out this county and the people of Lake Ivy in ways that we maybe don't even deserve. We don't even deserve such good treatment. So please, Shakur, I want you to have a seat and introduce yourselves to the people out there and tell us what you need to tell us.
All right. Well, first, I just want to say thanks for having me, Beef. I really appreciate it. Real quick, Brother Beef, how'd you get that footage? You said someone handed that footage to you?
Brought the footage into the studio. I believe it was Holly Rose. Someone gave it to Holly, and she brought up and said, "Hey, someone brought this up for you. You should put it on my desk." And then
that's incredible, Brother Beef.
And I watched it, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I showed Ruth, and she agreed that we needed to show the people.
Hell yeah, man. Well, goddamn, I appreciate that. All right, well, I want to get started. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, I got a big announcement for the folks here all across the county, but especially excited for those here in Lake Ivy, because it's going to be hosted here in Lake Ivy. We're building a shop. And this shop, we're calling it the Safe Depot. And it's because what we like to say at the Safe Depot is when you're here, you're safe. When that's a real pain point for us. We really want to emphasize that. So we even have a little rule. That's our one rule, is that there will be no violence accepted or tolerated on the premises. And to even go further down that, Brother Beef, what we tell people is that to follow this rule, we tell people that any perpetrators will be beaten senseless by every able-bodied patron on the premises. Yep, that's right. We will hold baseball bats, of course, Safe Depot branded baseball bats, by the way. All right, but we will hold those baseball bats. We will hand them out, and everybody will take turns beating any perpetrator that would disrupt the peace at Safe Depot. Because, like I said, we like to keep the people safe. Alrighty then. So we'll notify everybody when our grand opening is. We don't know just yet. It's a work in progress, but we will post on the bulletin. And just look forward to that. We will sell all manner of goods, from appealing clothing to reading material and various weaponry. So again, look forward to that. It'll be located right outside the Goldenrod Inn, as a matter of fact, right next to Beef here. We'll be across the street from the gas station, so you turn in this corner, and you'll see it right here. That's all I have to say. If I actually have a little more time, I do have another announcement. How much time I got?
Oh, you got
Brother
a few
Beef?
minutes, man. I mean, that was an incredibly efficient and well-said statement about your upcoming business. And I'll just add to that, Shakur and I have been talking about, open up a little joint enterprise, and we're going to help him, with the lay of the land right in front of the Goldenrod. He's going to build up a nice store with him and his, and they're going to assist us in bringing more people to the county and getting people the supplies that they need. And he has full right to protect his property, his business, and his means of feeding his family. And so I'm really excited to announce to the county that we're going to be working together on this endeavor and helping them out as much as possible. And hopefully we can just continue to improve, the material lives of the people out there in the world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can't say how excited, proud, and appreciated I am that we are endorsed by the Beef Man himself.
Oh, hell yeah, man. You said you had something else you want to talk about. What is that?
Yeah. All right, man. This one's I know how this is gonna sound. All right, this one's real crazy. All right, but I've I can't keep it to myself anymore, brother. I thought I was going crazy, but it kept coming around. All right, so I've been hearing stuff now. Nothing like what that other guy was hearing about some demons and shit. Man, that guy's crazy. But anyways, what I've been hearing is a call, man. And you know what? I've heard that it's a couple of folks. I don't know what they are, who they are, but they call themselves the Mucky Boys, bro.
Mucky Boys.
Have you ever? Yeah, man, Mucky Boys. Like what? What the hell is a Mucky Boy, man?
It's a pretty silly name, if I have to be honest with you. I never heard like it.
Yeah, I know.
Especially
right?
for a
That's what
cult.
I thought, but yeah, no kidding, brother. But these guys, they got themselves a Mucky Boy call. It sounds all crazy, screechy, like, and there's no mistaking it. So when you hear it, I just recommend y'all run the other way, because them Mucky Boys is crazy, brother. They be throwing freaking furniture, man. They threw a recliner chair, through my wall the other day. Can you believe that? I saw it. I saw him running away, and this Mucky Boy, he was all dirty, and it was gross. It was gross, man.
That kind of sounds like
safe.
something you see on like a wrestling program or something. People breaking door or say furniture over other people's heads and stuff like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, you gotta stay safe. So just remember, y'all hear that Mucky call, y'all best get hightailing the other way, because them boys is wild.
Oh man, well listen, this is important information. Not only that you're opening a store, but you're sharing critical information for people to stay safe, and that's important. It's important that everyone watches their back out there, especially if the camera person is out there. Here, look behind you. Look behind you. Okay, I don't think he's there. I don't think he's there right now. Okay.
You scare me, brother Beef. Come on,
You always got to be looking behind you.
Man, this
say.
place is secure, right?
It's secure. It's secure, but the camera person apparently is very elusive, and you do not understand their capabilities. We might be dealing with technology or some kind of you might be able to phase through matter for all we know. How does a camera person even get around? The government has all kinds of cloaking technology and matter, antimatter phasing equipment, and maybe the camera person is working with the government or something. Who knows?
Hold on a minute, brother Beef. All right. There's one other thing, brother. When you shared that footage earlier, the cameraman, wasn't that you, brother?
Oh, sorry.
Am I crazy?
There's another tape I got lined up. That's the pièce de résistance that they call it, which is I think it means in French the really good thing. So we got one more piece of incredible footage to share with the people of the county that's going to fill them in on information that I think everyone needs to know about, because there's been a lot of talk and a lot of yamming on about all kinds of things, and I want you guys to know the scoop is where you can get in the loop. We are your trusted source for information, and tonight we're going to be sharing all kinds of information, just like the good information you brought me about these Mucky Boys, the Mucky Boys, and their weird, strange noises
the
they
Mucky
make.
Boys. Yeah, man. You gotta watch out for them boys.
Well, hell yeah, Shakur. I appreciate you being on the show. It is a pleasure, and I know you and I are going to be spending lots of time out in that shop of yours getting things up and running, and all the fine folks, not just in Lake Ivy, but all over the county. You guys got to come to Shakur's grand opening. I, myself, Beef Jetski, am going to be sponsoring a grand opening party with food and drinks and possibly some prizes, just to get people to come on down and check it out. That's my gift to you, my friend.
Oh, man, that's really exciting, man. I can't appreciate you enough. Again, I'm really excited for it. And thanks again for having me on the show. And just remember, folks, when you're at Safe Depot, you're safe.
Hell yeah, I love a good slogan. You know how much I love slogans, man. This is great. All right.
Hell yeah, man.
Without further ado, we're going to have our next set of guests come on. Shakur, thanks so much for joining us today, man. I really appreciate it. All right, who is next up? Please enter the studio and prepare to tell the county what they need to know. Come on in, guys. Come on in.
Oh, you chicken dialing? All right. Oh, no, go ahead.
Come on in, guys. Have
Are we
a
all
seat.
going?
I
All
want
right,
you guys to get
yeah,
real
all right.
comfortable here. Yeah.
Hell yeah. You know how big Pearly Gates, baby. We all come as a big group,
Well, it's a large operation you got over there. There's quite a lot of logistics
damn right.
involved.
Whew. That's the understatement. By God. I get stressed just thinking about it.
Oh, hell yeah. I can only imagine. Now, listen, I really appreciate you guys coming on the show, and I know that you're kind of local celebrities around these parts because you're doing so much good work. You know, you see these guys on the road all the time.
Ooh-wee.
But for our listeners at home, like, please introduce yourselves and let the people of the county know what they need to know.
By God, first things first, alright, I was told not to talk about this, but there ain't no cootie scandals, alright? That's slander, that's bullshit. By God, those people who are making that stuff up, we run a high-class operation, and those allegations are false, and we're gonna beat them. And whoever reported us to the government for that inspection, by God, you'll see the pearly gates ain't got nothing to hide once we get the proper funding. Okay, that's the one thing I want to about, but I'm Hardy Big, owner, operator, and director of the Pearly Gates. We run the finest nursing home establishment. We've got a Marriott programs we're trying to get kicked off, you know. One will be the volunteer program for the elderly. We would love to get them out there, you know, get them little minor jobs, you know, give them something to live for, you know, this folk.
Yeah, the elderly,
yeah, go ahead.
They need to be, you know, like occupied in order to stimulate their minds and make sure that they stay healthy and have a purpose in life. And putting them to work is a good, I mean, I know really putting them to work, that would be a terrible way of saying it, but giving them like tasks and ways they can help out the community, that'd be real nice.
Introduce yourself, guys. Yeah, and I got two of my famous faculty, assistant Dial. Yep, and don't get stage fright on me, Holly. All right, I'll do it. Hey.
Yeah, Holly, it's nice to see you in the studio. I know Holly from all kinds of run-ins we've had. She's real nice.
And I'm head of security and assistant director Dylan of the Pearly nursing home.
Oh, Dylan, it's nice to finally have you in the studio. I appreciate you guys taking the time to join us.
No, yeah. Thank you for having us on here, and yeah, that's not yeah.
Now, you guys know there's a lot of stuff going on out there. There's a lot of weird shit happening. I imagine when you're taking care of old folks, you got your unique challenges. It's not like a normal survival situation, you know. You got people who have there's a special level of care that they need in order to make sure that they're safe and all that. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about some of those challenges. And you said there's some slanderous accusations. And what do you think the people of the county need to know the most about the Pearly Gates?
By God, Pearly Gates, first and foremost, we're doing this to help those folks out there. You know, the elderly are the most victimized and the most vulnerable to these end-of-world times it feels like we're having. So we're trying to provide a comfortable, safe, luxurious home. I feel like there's a lot of slanderers out there lately. These people, they got no sympathy for the elderly. They make wild accusations. I'm tired of all these. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say,
yeah,
indeed,
ahead,
it's like people like to what is it? Don't throw stones in glass ships or something like that. I can't remember what the saying is, but you know, people like to throw around lots of accusations, and if people have those types of accusations, they can come on this show, and whether they want to just say it in the studio or whether they want to have a live debate with my friend Hardy here, it could be a really interesting, spirited conversation. So I appreciate you guys coming on to, you know, debunk some of these supposedly scandalous rumors. I can't say I've heard anything of this effect, but...
Go ahead, folks. Staff, you want to bring up anything before I start on my rant? Okay, all right, I'll just keep ranting then. Hell yeah, that's what I love
doing.
Go
ahead. Yeah, you
Hell
go ahead,
yeah,
Hardy.
I just want to say, first and foremost, all right, we're here for them elderly. And by God, we want to reach out to Lucas, you know. We're worried about... Yeah, we want to make sure we want him to feel safe, you know. And we want to help Lucas, by God. We're going to dispel those demons. We're going to get you a priest. We're going to get a shaman. And if you see Lucas and if he's acting erratic, you bring him home to the Pearly Gates, okay? He got a special place in our heart, and we want to do what's right for Lucas and exercise them demons. Exactly. For everyone, honestly. You damn right. We might make a little chapel or something like that, you know. We could use a full-time priest, I'm starting to think. You know, Charlie was right. We had paranormal, demonic attack on my facility. You know, I mean, there's rumors that there was a graveyard there before we built the nursing home, but that's false. Okay, that was improperly zoned, and we had them humanely replaced. Okay, just so we get that out of the way.
Oh, that makes
Alright,
sense. You want to move the gravestones because you definitely don't want any kind of ghosts coming around after that. They can be
Exactly.
pretty cantankerous if you, disturb their eternal slumber.
Exactly, and that's why we handled the utmost care when I relocated them. Okay. Not at the landfill or anything like that, all right? I don't want anybody poking around, and whoever that reporter is, I'm tired of your slanderous tabloid article, all right? That's all false.
Well, that's good to know. I appreciate you guys coming on to defend yourselves, and I want to remind everyone out there, from my observations at least, the people at the Pearl Gates are doing the work of the good people. They're taking care of the vulnerable. They're definitely not cashing their social security checks, and they are
No!
they are good, kind people.
Yeah, we've got over 200 residents on our roster, okay? Like, that's true, man. And there's no cooties. It was contact dermatitis. All right, Jetski. I want to
Contact
emphasize that.
dermatitis. All right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's a good way of explaining.
Yeah, exactly. And exactly. I can't believe we talk about their medical history, like in a community like that. Let these folks age with dignity.
Yeah, that's actually a very fair point. You gotta, even though the world is falling apart, it does not mean we have to ignore HIPAA laws and make sure that we're taking care of people's privacy.
Yeah, if you ever find that lawyer, I might even, take some legal action myself. And we trained a second nurse to clean catheters just now, so all right, that we fixed that problem, okay?
Oh, hell yeah, guys. Hell yeah. Well, listen, guys. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I got it. Yes, sir.
I was just gonna say, listen. I think it's tough. You guys take care of the elderly all day. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of time.
Yeah.
And then you got people writing stories and articles about you, and then you got to spend your hard-earned personal time coming on the show, which I appreciate, and I know the listeners appreciate as well. But spending that time having to defend yourself against what sound like spurious accusations, and so we invited the writer of that article to come on the scoop and give us their 2 cents, so we can finally put this issue to bed.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We challenge you to come up here, show yourself. You slander. And my staff works hard. Thank God they work themselves to death taking care of these folks. It's a full-time job and a half, man. Yeah.
Hell yeah, they're doing hard work, guys. So go easy on the folks at the Pearly Gates. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Well, guys, listen.
Have some compassion.
I mighty fine appreciate you coming on the show, and I expect you guys to be regular guests to come and tell us some of the updates and some of the, if you guys want to advertise your next bingo game on the scoop, we'll have you on.
Yeah.
Tell us all about it, all about your plans, all about the kinds of things you guys want to accomplish and do.
Only one final note, Bingo Billy's the top bingo, second best bingo host in the county, and we got an elderly volunteer program. I'd love for people to reach out so we can get these folks to work. I would love for them to start doing more productive things around the home and out there in other people's business.
Oh, that's right. Everyone out there listening right now, you know to get in touch with the Pearly Gates if you need a little bit of help.
Please.
Yeah, figuring out. You need some volunteers basically to help you out. Hook it up. Go talk to these guys. All right, guys, I appreciate having you on the show. Thank you so much.
You bet.
We got a couple more guests, and then we gotta pack it in for the night because I want to be respectful to our listeners. They spend so much time, they're giving us their free time, which I mighty appreciate all you listening right now and getting all this information.
Yeah, and we got one last thing. We got
please,
drop off window.
go ahead and give us your piece.
Yeah, we got a drive-through window for your elderly. Just drop them off. No questions asked.
Well, that
Thank you
is
so
a
much.
fascinating program, and I encourage everyone to participate and take part in driving your elderly and dropping them off, because it sounds like if you're going to be old, I wouldn't want anyone else but those folks taking care of me, I'll tell you that. And when that time comes and, Ruth is sick of my shit and doesn't want to live in here no more, then maybe I'll go set myself up at the Pearly Gates. Seems like a fine, fine place to live. All right, guys, we have a couple more guests, and I want to remind everyone listening tonight that we have some very, very special footage to share with you. So stick around and make sure that you stay in the loop on The Scoop.
Amazing.
And with that said, I'm going to invite my next guest up. Come on in, whoever's next. Oh, what a sassy entrance. All right, all right. Maisie, it's good to see you. We've had you on The Scoop before, and it's nice to have some returning guests come to the show. And please, we'd love to hear what you have to say to the people of the county.
Okay, so I'm sorry for being a little quiet, but first of all, take a look at this. Take a freaking look.
Well, let me see what we got here. All right. I'm just going to read this. Dear Maisie, it's come to our attention that you have violated the copyright of Maps Limited LLC in regards to your recent cartography. Please cease operations or pay a fine of $153.12. That is an oddly specific number for continued use of their maps. Sincerely, Hank Antwerp. Who is Hank Antwerp? Who is this person sending you these letters? I don't think I can hear you if you're talking.
Sorry. So yeah, you read that paper?
Yeah, I read that on the air.
Someone tried to copyright me.
Yeah,
Somebody tried to
your maps.
copyright
You
me.
write some of the nicest maps, and as far as I know, the only maps. I don't know of any other map makers out there, so it's kind of strange that you're getting these weird copyright notices for a non-existing LLC, but I mean, this is America. People are allowed to sue, I guess.
Yep. Anyways, some guy showed up. I sent a letter back with Mailman Steve, and some guy showed up, and I did challenge him to a duel, but he agreed to the duel. So,
Duel, you said?
I fucking won. I won the duel. But, just so we know, they're trying to stop me.
Wow, that is an interesting development, I must say.
They're trying to stop my maps with copyright.
Well, I didn't think copyright was still a thing, to be honest with you. I find that kind of insane, frankly. I think someone should, maybe trace these letters back to whoever's sending them and, tell them that this is America. And Maisie's free to make her maps, and people benefit from the maps. And, if they want to go ahead and go make some maps, they can do so on their own, but they're not going to be better than Maisie's as far as I'm concerned. So Maisie, I appreciate you sharing this information with the people of the county. Is there anything else you think they need to know on tonight's broadcast?
Nope, that's all. I'm going to bed.
All right, I appreciate it, Maisie. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on the show. As always, all right, who's my next guest coming up? All right, welcome to the Scoop. Welcome to the Scoop. Have a seat, please. Introduce yourself to the people of the county.
I'm Luisa. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you too.
I was coming tonight to give an outsider's perspective on this whole situation involving the Y2K thingy.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I think it's really shown me how such diverse issues can bring people together in such an American way. I've never seen so many patriotic people in my life.
Yeah, it seems to really bring the people together. That is true.
Yes, as I was in the lobby earlier, there were many people spouting many things about how great America is, and coming from a different country myself, it is very interesting seeing how this whole epidemic thing has affected everybody. And it is very interesting for an outsider to see how the American people are so good at just coming together and fixing the world as its state is it in now. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, I will say this is one of the things that makes America the great country that it is, and that we all fight to protect and preserve. The situation definitely has brought out some of the best of people. There's some small minority of people that's brought out the worst. But I do believe that the light of the human spirit will always shine through and illuminate our great nation into a new tomorrow.
Yes. Now, I do have a question for you myself.
Indeed, please, yes.
I've heard all of this sudden hatred for the Russians. I feel like that sounds almost unfounded on these allegations that I'm hearing. Could I be enlightened on how that works?
Well, we got a guy talking all kinds of talk about, possibly Russians and adrenochrome. And, like I said, I believe this is America. People get to say, their piece. And if they want to, tell the people what they think is going on, then the people deserve to hear that truth or that story or whatever you want to call it. And, I guess those are just based off that one individual's observations. And should we believe him? I don't know. I don't know if we should. But maybe, just maybe there are some sneaky Russians out there. We gotta get more information. It sounds like those fine people in the Lake Ivy Commonwealth are trying to figure out the patterns of these people. Maybe eventually we'll get to know what's really going on.
Speaking of these car thieves, I believe I had located the location of one of them. I'm pretty sure my friend had reported the area, but up in the northern lakes between two of them, there was I'm pretty sure, yellow Mustang or Camaro that was stolen. And I found it in someone's house.
Is that right?
Yes, so maybe that is a location for these possible thieves.
Well, I think someone needs to go send some kind of party up there to investigate and see if they can get some clues on the matter. Because, if that's true, like, what a shitty thing to do to take people's cars and drive them all the way up there for no particular reason.
Exactly. Now, speaking on these rumors and ill-having things, I would like to mention an encounter I had with this camera person. I did not see them myself, but one night me and my friend were hanging out in my cabin. We were enjoying some time, and, well, some events led to them being in their bathing suit, but when I don't remember the context, I don't want to get into it. But we saw a very bright flash come out of one of my windows, and when we went to examine it, we found a camera and a note being left behind.
The goddamn camera person.
Look
behind you. Look behind
you. Oh my god.
Okay, no, they're not.
Is it in here?
They're not there right now. They're not there right now. But that's that goddamn camera person's out there taking more pictures of people. And it is un-American to be snooping around and taking pictures of people. So it is good. And sorry, where did this happen and where's the sighting?
This is just north of that location where the car was found. Now, apparently, this may have been tied to that Mr. Biggs' house that he had previously lived in. Apparently, there was a mansion up there that he lived in a long time ago with his friends. And that's where we found the camera and the note. So, maybe there's something connecting with that.
Oh, this is a real interesting story. Yeah, I think we gotta find out more about this. It is very strange that, again, this camera person's going around taking pictures of people. I don't like it one bit. And I think it is important that everyone listen to this broadcast. If you have an encounter with the camera person, I want to have you on this show. I want to hear about it. We got to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And we can only do that together when we come together as a group. But yeah, no, this is very critical information to share with the county. And before we close off here, is there anything else you want people to know?
I guess just keep being the best people you can and don't let anybody get in the way of that.
Well, that is a mighty fine message to conclude our last guest. I appreciate you coming on and, as someone who has come to this country, seeing what's great in it and helping participate in the great American experiment. So thank you for joining us.
Yes. Have a nice day, Jetski.
Yes, I will see you later. All right, my next guest coming up. Hello, sir. Please have a seat. Introduce yourself.
Well, it's nice to meet you. My name is Ronald Cray. I'm from London itself. Missing my brother here. He's usually with me all the time. But today it's just me.
Oh, fair enough, brother. Fair enough. So, dude, you have the floor. Like, tell us what you want the county to know on the scoop tonight.
I want you all to know that I'm building a lovely casino down by the nursing home.
Oh, casino, you say? Somewhere where people can, spend their money for entertainment and have a good time.
Yes, and I want you people to help me. I'm not one to get my hands dirty, and working in construction's boring. I will pay you each £50,000 to build it for me.
Well, £50,000 is a lot of money, even with the conversion rate these days. That is not a chump change, as they say.
It's me and my brother. We used to have a good business back in London.
Oh, indeed, indeed. I'm somewhat of a businessman myself, so I can appreciate another businessman coming to the table and wanting to start up an enterprise to help benefit the people from around the county. How can people get in touch with you about assisting you in your endeavor?
I want you all to reach out on radio channel 124. That will be my station.
Okay. Well, everyone listening right now to the 124, if you want to contribute to the big grand casino building project, because people need entertainment, people need to have hope, and what's more hopeful than a casino?
Yeah, that's fucking right. It would be very good for everyone in this Kentucky. I know you Americans like spending your money.
Oh, hell yeah, brother. I mean, I spent a fucking fortune on this goddamn place around me here, Like I said, my wife, or soon-to-be ex-wife, Ruth Jetski, she is really the brains behind all the decorations and everything, and she did a fantastic job. But yeah, I can appreciate someone who's wanting to, start up a business and make some good money. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's very American. I like this place.
Well, you're welcome back anytime, man. Before we go, is there anything else you want the people of the county to know?
Your camera person, if you're a boy, please reach out to me.
No, all right.
That's all.
All right. Fair enough. We'll see you around, brother. Thank you again for joining us on The Scoop tonight. I want to remind all the viewers out there, you guys have been an incredibly patient bunch, and I know you hate it when we save the best for last. But after our next guest, we are going to have some exciting, some compelling, really, really interesting stuff to show you. So I hope that you guys stick around for that. With that being said, I'd like to invite in our next guest for a short chat. And then we are going to probably, there we go. Come on in, sir. Come on in. Welcome. Please introduce yourself to the people in the county. I think I'm having a hard time hearing you, my friend.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, it seems that that old voice box is acting
go
up. Why don't you do me a favor? Step back in the guest room, see if you can get that sorted out, and then I can have my last guest. We can just swap guests really quickly while you get that fixed up for me. Hell yeah. All right, who we got? This is a very special guest. A guest of the Goldenrod Inn, Gertie May herself. Welcome to the show, Gertie. What do you want to tell the people tonight?
Hey, honey. Hey, darlings. How y'all doing? This camera looking pretty good. It got my good side on it, honey.
Oh, always get your good side, Gertie.
Honey, I heard about that bog man that you was talking earlier on the radio.
The bog man, you heard about this, eh?
Yeah, honey, it looked like the Boggy Creek Monster from Falk, Arkansas.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. And is there anything you can tell the people about maybe, who the bog man is or what the bog man wants?
Honey, that thing been stalking Falk, Arkansas for years, honey. It must have done traveled up to Kentucky.
Well, I guess that makes sense. If there's some kind of food source or something that's drying up, I noticed in the footage that it was eating garbage. Like maybe they ran out of garbage or something, and now it's coming to Kentucky and eating our garbage.
Darling, that's exactly right. I just want to get on here this radio and say, hey, I'm Gertie May. I'm from Boonville, Kentucky, and I'm here at the Goldenrod Inn. If y'all need something to eat,
can you hear me?
Or y'all need something to drink, I got you, darling.
Okay. Oh, that's excellent, Gertie May. It's a pleasure having you as a guest at the Goldenrod Inn, and I really appreciate you coming on the show. and sharing what you know about the Bogfoot. Hopefully we can get some more answers about what the hell is going on out there.
I like waving at this camera. It looks, you got you a good setup in here, Beef Jetski.
Yeah, we spared no expense. Spared no expense.
All right, darling. I'm gonna go get me a cigarette out the outside, and y'all have a good night. You hear me?
Well, I appreciate you coming on the show. You are a fine, fine person. You are always welcome to come on and talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. So thank you, Gertie Mae.
Thank you, honey, and
All
y'all
right,
have
all
a
right.
blessed day.
I'd like to invite our next guest in. Come on in, sir. Come on in. Please introduce yourself.
Well. I don't need to introduce myself. You know exactly who I am, Mr. Beef Jetski.
Yes, honey.
I'm your arch nemesis, Beef Jerky. I've been waiting to come on this broadcast for quite a while. You have a bunch of actors outside trying to stop me from coming in here and exposing you. Said you can't hear me or anything. It's ridiculous.
God damn it, Deef. I didn't think I'd see you again after our last encounter.
Yeah, I've been out in the woods waiting, biding my time.
I
and
bet
then I
you
hear
have,
your
Deef.
broadcast.
I bet you've been waiting for me.
Yeah, I bet the people don't know about how you got your last name. Yeah. This guy's dad was the creator of jet ski.
Yeah, I'm pretty open about that. But yeah, you're right. You're right. My dad did create the jet ski.
Well, he's had a silver spoon in his mouth this whole time. He's trying to talk about government conspiracies. He's sitting on a mountain of gold over here.
Listen, the gold is not. It is. Okay, there ain't no gold. There ain't no gold, guys. It's just I don't.
Yeah.
My dad didn't give me no gold. Just gave me a bunch of money, and I spent the money building this really nice hotel for people to enjoy. And I just care about the truth as much as the next guy, Deef.
That's a crock of shit. That's a crock of shit, and you know it. Here, let me tell you something. I'm born, bred here in Kentucky. I was eating worms before the apocalypse. All right.
Let me tell you something, Deef. Let me tell you something. Look, I got this fucking fancy show here. I got all these fun people out there listening to this. I don't see you got no show.
You got all these doodads.
I don't see you got
doodads
no show.
Gadgets.
Yeah, you got these doodads.
Okay,
At least
well,
I know how to use these doodads. You know, I'm broadcasting
listen, I set up a camcorder.
fine show here.
I set up a camcorder, and I walk up and down Rosewood, giving anybody who wants to listen a cassette of the real truth. All right. I've been following Bogfoot or whatever the hell you call him for months at this point.
Well, let me tell you something.
I've been hearing tracks. I've been seeing feces out in the wood. I've been tracking it for months. Nobody's been listening to me. Now all of a sudden you got all these doodads, these gadgets, and now people listen to you. Now listen here, Beef. I'm gonna be coming on this show quite a lot. I'm gonna be telling people the real truth, and they're gonna listen. They're gonna know.
Well, we're gonna see about that, Deef. We're gonna see about that indeed.
What? I got another request. You got an empty room in this place? I ain't got nowhere else
Go
to
talk
stay.
to Ruth. She'll set you up, yeah.
Okay, yeah, thanks. All right,
No
well, listen here, Beef.
But fuck you, Deef.
No, hey. Oh, shit, I'm Deef. Fuck you, Beef. Thank you for the room, though. I'll see you around. And,
you bet.
listen,
You
don't.
bet the people of this county can definitely expect something to come from this.
100%. And listen, you better not hire a bunch of actors to make me wait outside anymore, all right? You got people talking about old people's home. Listen, if people are having old people in a home in the apocalypse, they're using them for something, some kind of energy source, maybe. So maybe old people radiate some kind of power. I don't know. I'll look into it and I'll report back.
Well, we'll hear. We're definitely. I'm sure we're gonna be hearing more from you, Deef, my arch nemesis.
I'll be back. Trust me.
Oh, I bet
I'll
you
be
will.
back.
All right, go see Ruth.
Also, do you have do you also free food? I'm
there's
starving.
food in the bar. Yeah, help yourself.
All right.
Yeah, fuck you,
Take
buddy.
care.
Yeah, fuck you.
Hey, fuck you, man. Hey, fuck you.
I'll see you
fuck
out
you, man.
in the field.
I'm gonna see you around the lobby, man. Fuck you, man.
All right, guys. Listen, I want to be open and transparent with everyone in the county. I believe that you should be open about, their life and about what's going on. And if I didn't believe in the truth, that I wouldn't have let that guy through the door to say his piece. You know, this is a place where people can say whatever they want. Even my arch nemesis, Deef. For the record, that guy's a real piece of shit. Hey, Ruth, how's it going? Oh, yeah, no, yeah, the gym. Yes, thank you for reminding me, Ruth. I do appreciate that. All right, I guess now's a good time before I want to remind everyone that the Goldenrod Inn has a wonderful gym that anyone can come down and use. We got power, we got water, we got everything you need to have a real good workout. So come on down to the Goldenrod Inn, get yourself a workout. It's open, it's unlocked, it's there for anyone to use. But if anyone tries to steal the treadmills, I will shoot you on sight. Just as a word of warning, because those treadmills cost me a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen. Now, with all that being said, I want to thank the fine people of the county that have been watching this show and listening, and you're inquisitive. Wait a second. God damn, is that the guy I think it is? Is that who I think it is? Is that Mr. fucking Hollywood out there?
Man, that Deep guy, man. You ever hear about that guy?
Yeah,
that guy's fucking.
I know all about Deef, man. I was gonna
get a load
conclude
of
the
that
broadcast,
guy.
but I guess we got time for one last interview.
Who doesn't have time for me? Who doesn't have time for me?
Well, everyone knows who this guy is because he does a very good job of telling them who he is. This is Mr. Hollywood, who's apparently been in any movie you've ever seen, and he's directed most of the movies that you've also seen. He's a very high up guy in Hollywood who does a lot of Hollywood things.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at him Hollywood pose there. That's what they do in Hollywood. Now, Mr. Hollywood, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just have my arch nemesis in here. I don't care much for the Hollywood flim flam. I think it's all a bunch of poppycock and hocus pocus and mirrors and laser lights that make all the magic happen. But I do believe in free speech, and I do believe in people having their time to speak. So we are at the end of our show. I'm going to give you an abridged short minute to address the people of the county of what you need them to know about. Hopefully it's just not about yourself.
Well, you know, I wouldn't take too much of your time, even though I love talking about myself. But glad to let you guys know. The first building of Hollywood Studios is done. We're gonna have a soft little party there. Sooner or later, we got beer and booze. Also, planning a little something with some investors. Having a little movie night. Drive-in movie down at Rosewood. Be filming one of my directed movies there. Scream, 1996. It's gonna be great.
Drive-by movie. That actually sounds real nice, Mr. Hollywood.
I thought it was needed. You know, some people here need to relax, chill their muscles a little bit. People are really tense, and I just don't fuck with that. All right, I believe in free spirits and relaxation. All right.
I can respect that.
And I also want to say, you know, come out here and say, Beef, I gotta say, I love what you're doing here. Really impressive stuff. And, you know, wherever that guy was, what was his name? What was his name?
Deef.
Durf. Okay, Deef. You gotta tell me no. Boxing ring, you, Durf, cameras, money. I say we should do it. I want to see a boxing match between you guys.
I would take it into consideration because I really fucking hate that guy. He is my arch nemesis after all.
You know what? Here, look at this. I have a little engineer spooks me something up. You see this? This is a power fist. All right. This will help you knock out anybody. And I don't know, man. I think if I gave you this, it'd give you a nice upper hand on knocking the brakes off of that Durf guy or something.
Well, listen,
I think you could win that
mighty
one.
appreciate the offer, but I do believe in a fair fight between two individuals. So I will say thank you, but I will probably pass on the power on, and I'm just going to beat the shit out of Deef with my own bare hands.
Yeah, I need you to. We have a script. At least curb stomp him once. All right, just once. All right, he deserves it. He called you out like honestly, if I were you in your shoes, I would have fought right now. I'm just saying. I would lift over that counter, but you are a better man than I am.
I can appreciate that, man. I can appreciate that. Well, I thank you for coming on the show and letting people know it is important that people have entertainment. So I look forward to coming to your movie night, and maybe I'll bring some booze and stuff to add to the party, and hopefully we'll all have a really good time. So thank you for coming in tonight, Mr. Hollywood.
Thanks for having me on. It was very short notice, and camera, I love you guys, and I'm filming something soon. Just you wait, Hollywood ain't done yet, baby. Thanks, Jetski. I'll pop by, next time.
Absolutely,
See you guys.
Absolutely, we'll get you on for a longer interview. It's been a long broadcast, and I want to be respectful to the listeners out there. And now, with all that said, hey Ruth, it's nice to see you again. Yes, Ruth. Oh, the gym. Yeah. I did advertise the gym earlier. I do want to advise people that it seems that there's been some kind of outbreak of ringworm in the mats at the Goldenrod Inn. So if you are using the gym at the Goldenrod Inn, please do not use the mats. There seems to be a outbreak of ringworm going on. All right, anyway, without further ado, I know you guys have been hanging out on this broadcast. You've been listening to all our wonderful guests, and I want to thank our guests for coming out, because without them, we don't get all the pieces of the puzzle, and we can't put the picture together if we don't have all the pieces. So to all you listening out there tonight, I want to thank you for being inquisitive, for asking the right questions, because there's more going on than what we're being told by the National Guard and others in the like. And we got to work together to figure out what's really going on out there. Now, without further ado, I am going to present to the people of this county a video. It's very short. I took it myself because I didn't really believe what was going on. I didn't believe all the reports that we've had out there going on about the running zombies. And I know that this might be disturbing to watch, but I think it's important for everybody out there.
Oh hell, they running.
And that, ladies and gentlemen of the county, is the video proof of everything that we've been hearing out there on the radio about these runners. People said that they exist, and some people believe it and some people don't. But I've seen it with my own eyes, and I brought you the footage. This was taken down at Fort Redstone. I was just sneaking through the woods, and suddenly they started running at me. And I was lucky that I could get away from them. I've been running on those treadmills down at the Goldenrod Inn's gym. But anyway, it's just a really scary thought that those things can start to move faster and faster. And I want everyone out in the county to be extra cautious. Areas you think are safe, they might not be safe anymore. Keep your head on a swivel. And don't forget to look out for the camera person. Look behind you. Look behind you. Okay, he's not behind you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for joining tonight. It has been a pleasure getting the truth to you, because don't forget, the scoop keeps you in the loop. Have a great evening, ladies and gentlemen out there. I am Beef Jetski, and this has been The Scoop.
Make something nice, so
Miss May, have you seen the fish?
It should be right on.